Are you feeling lost, uninspired, and like you don't know what makes you happy? Do you ever think about why some people seem to have a strong drive while you find it hard to find yours? The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi thought that you can make love happen instead of waiting for it to happen. He said many wise things that will help you break out of apathy, find out what really drives you, and take charge of your life. Lesson 1. Try new things. Musashi was famous for being able to change his skills and be good at many things. He didn't just focus on one area of study, he also looked into different types of art, philosophy, and fighting. Furthermore, if you don't feel excited about anything, the first thing you should do is try new things. A lot of people think that desire is something that just happens, but the truth is that you have to work at it. Never find new things you're interested in if you only do what you already know. Do something different right away. You could learn to play an instrument, take a martial arts class, read about something you don't know much about, or do something artistic like painting or writing. Keep looking into things, even if you don't fall in love with them right away. Trying things out and learning from them will help you figure out what gets you excited. Do not let yourself be led by the feeling of lust or love, Musashi said one time. This is also true for love. Don't wait until you feel a strong emotional link to make a decision. Instead, focus on being disciplined and persistent. You can't wait for passion to happen, you have to work at getting it. The more different things you do, the more likely it is that you'll find something that interests you. You will learn a lot of useful things along the way, even if you don't find your true interest. Lesson 2. Follow your curiosity. Being curious is a great way to find your interest. Musashi was always curious about the world around him and wanted to learn more about it. In his book, The Book of Five Rings, he talks about how important it is to know a lot about many things. If you don't feel excited about anything, start by figuring out what interests you. What kinds of things do you like to read? How would you like to talk to someone? Don't ignore these small interests, even if they don't seem important at first. Passion doesn't always start out as a strong feeling. A simple thought like, what if, or how does this work, can be the start. If you follow these little nudges of interest, you might find something that interests you. You must know that there are multiple ways to reach the peak of the mountain, Musashi wrote. This means that there isn't just one way to find what you love. You will find something useful if you keep following your curiosity, even if the way isn't clear at first. Learning out of curiosity makes you smarter and more open to new options. If you're even slightly interested in something, learn more about it. Talk to people who know a lot about that subject, read books, and watch movies. It will be easier to find something important if you keep your interest alive. Lesson 3. Develop a growth mindset. Musashi thought that people should always be getting better. He never thought of himself as finished, and he was always looking for ways to get better. If you want to find love, you need to think like that. You need to learn and grow. You stay stuck if you have a fixed attitude. It makes you think that your skills and hobbies are fixed and can't be changed. But desire isn't something you're born with. It's something you work at and don't give up on. Stop seeing problems as problems and start seeing them as chances. Don't give up when things get hard. Don't feel bad about what you did, Musashi once said. Pick up the pieces of what you did wrong, learn from them, and keep going. You will find skills you didn't know you had when you push yourself to grow. When you see improvement in something, you're more likely to love it. You need to make a promise to yourself to learn new things, get better, and push yourself in new ways. Lesson 4. Look at your past enjoyments. As kids, we like to do things that make us happy and interested, like drawing, playing an instrument, making up stories, and building with Legos. That being said, as we get older, responsibilities, social expectations, and self-doubt can make us put these interests on hold. Miyamoto Musashi thought that mastery depends on knowing yourself and that real knowledge comes from thinking deeply about yourself and what's important to you. One way to find your interest is to think about the things that used to make you happy and the things that made you lose track of time. Think about what you used to enjoy but haven't done in a while, like writing stories or playing sports. Getting back into these things can give you a new idea and help you remember what used to make you feel alive. The core of what you liked can help you find new interests, like making movies or material, or learning how to code or playing strategy games. To find fulfillment in your love, you need to see patterns in the things that have always interested and moved you. By thinking about the things you've enjoyed in the past, you might find a way to live a more fulfilling life that feels both familiar and new. Lesson 5. Surround yourself with passionate people. Spreading energy is easy. When you spend time with people who are deeply passionate about what they do, their energy and drive will easily rub off on you. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to learn from people who were already good at what they did. He spent his whole life looking for wise fighters, philosophers, and artists to learn from and improve his own skills. If the people around you don't inspire you or give you any ideas, pay close attention to them. Are they driven, focused, and excited about living their lives? Or do they complain, put things off, and be happy with average? The people you spend the most time with will affect how you think, what you do, and what you want to achieve. You need to be in a place that encourages desire if you want to grow it. Look for people who are really into their job, their hobbies, or their own growth. It does not matter if their interest is not what you are looking for. What matters is how they act and think. Watch how they deal with problems, how they stay dedicated, and how they enjoy what they do. Take a cue from their drive. It was said by Musashi, if you want to control other people, you must first control yourself. In other words, you need to take charge of your environment before you can find your. Connect with people who will push you to think bigger and do more. Find mentors and join groups. Passion doesn't always grow by itself. It does best with the right people. Putting yourself around enthusiastic people will help you light your own fire. Lesson 6. Stop seeking the perfect passion. People who are looking for fire often make the mistake of thinking that it must come to them all of a sudden and change their lives. They wait for the best time and one activity that will make them feel excited right away. But this is not true. People don't just get passionate about something, they work at it over time. Miyamoto Musashi was a man who was good with swords, art, calligraphy, and philosophy. He knew that the only way to be successful and happy is to work hard and not wait for inspiration. Think little of yourself and much of the world, he said one time. This means we shouldn't focus so much on what we think we should be excited about. Instead, we should let the world around us teach us and explore it. Don't wait for the right passion. Instead, give something time and your full attention. A lot of the time, action, persistence, and skill are what spark passion. A lot of the things people love today, like a job, a hobby, or a skill, began as simple interests or even duties. You like and value something more the more you do with it. Musashi didn't become a famous fighter all of a sudden. He practiced over and over, getting better at what he did and understanding more. In the same way, you need to pick a road and follow it with all your heart. Passion is not a place you get to, it's something you get after working hard and growing all the time. Let go of the idea of a perfect interest and start interacting with the world. You will find something that matters in the end. Lesson 7. Engage in meaningful work. Miyamoto Musashi was more than just a fighter. He was also a teacher, an artist, and a philosopher. He knew that lasting happiness doesn't come from short-lived joys but from putting in time and effort into work that matters. If you don't feel passionate about anything, it might be because you're focusing on things that never give you a real sense of meaning. A lot of people think that passion is about having fun, but the truth is that passion usually comes from making a difference, from fixing problems, making something valuable, or helping other people. See that which you can't see with the eye, Musashi wrote. This means getting past your short-term feelings and seeing what your deeds really mean. Think about what you can do to help. Find work that has value instead of work that you are passionate about. It could be making something useful, doing volunteer work to help others, or getting good at a skill that helps everyone. If you can see how your work makes other people happy, you'll be motivated and passionate about it. You can start small, even if your job or way of life doesn't feel important right now. Help someone out by volunteering or working on a side project that fits with your values. If you ask yourself, how can I make a difference? Instead of, what do I enjoy? You will find that your enthusiasm grows from your purpose. Lesson 8. Step outside your comfort zone. Miyamoto Musashi was very disciplined, liked to be challenged, and always tried to get better. In war or in life, he knew that the only way to truly master something was to go beyond what was comfortable. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he wrote at one point. To put it another way, growth happens when you go into new and strange places, even if they are scary or uncomfortable. It's possible that you haven't been passionate about anything because you've been stuck in what is safe and known for too long. Often, things that push us to think, act, and change in new ways are what make us passionate. Whether it's facing a fear, learning a new skill, or taking on a new duty, doing something hard can spark an unexpected passion. To begin, write down what makes you feel bad. What does it mean to speak in public? Having trouble learning something? Not with anyone else? No matter what it is, lean into the pain. Musashi thought that being afraid and hesitating made the mind weak. You become stronger and more sure of yourself the more challenges you face. Getting out of your comfort zone doesn't mean making big changes right away. Making small changes every day, like going a different way to work, starting a new conversation, or setting bigger goals, can help. Over time, these small steps make you stronger, and when you're stronger, you have the courage to try new things you're interested in. Musashi's lesson is clear. You grow when you're on the edge of being uncomfortable. You have to be ready to face the unknown if you want to find love. Lesson 9. Be patient. Are you upset that you haven't found your true calling yet? Do you feel like time is flying by while everyone else seems to have their lives together? Take a deep breath if that sounds like you. The truth is that enthusiasm takes time to grow. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi knew that control and purpose don't come right away. He stressed the value of patience, discipline, and persistence in his lessons. Step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road, Musashi said one time. This means that real happiness doesn't come from quick fixes, but from working hard over time. If you're not interested in anything right now, that doesn't mean you're broken or doomed to a life with no purpose. It just means that you are still on your way. Just think about it. Many of the best warriors, artists, and thinkers didn't know what they were here to do when they woke up. What they did was try new things, fail, learn, and change. You can't just flip a switch and feel passionate. You have to build a fire over time with patience and persistence. Don't rush to find your interest. Instead, take small steps. Do different things, pick up new skills, and give yourself time to grow. The more you put into your experiences, the more likely it is that you'll find something that really you. You don't find passion all of a sudden, you earn it along the way. Lesson 10. Take action instead of overthinking. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to make a decision and act on it. He didn't wait for the right time or think about it for a while before moving. Every choice he made in his life was a step toward mastery and growth. One of the most important things you can do if you're not excited about anything is to do something, anything, instead of thinking too much about what might happen. When you think too much, you can't move. It keeps you stuck in a loop of doubt, so you never take the first step toward finding what interests you. When it came to life and strategy, Musashi always moved forward, even if he wasn't sure what to do next. In his mind, taking action leads to understanding. Every time you do something, you learn something new about yourself and have more chances to find your interests. You waste a lot of time and energy when you keep looking at all of your options and wait for the perfect thought or the right conditions. Step forward instead, whether it's to meet new people, learn a new skill, or try a new hobby. This easy act of moving can lead you to new opportunities and interests you hadn't thought of before. Musashi taught that you should be sure of yourself and do what you want to do. Do not think dishonestly, he told them, which means that you should stick to your decision. You will learn more about what really excites you through the experience, even if it doesn't turn out to be your love. Get out of your head and into the present by doing what you are.